Welcome to the Community Difference Plano, powered by the Difference Media LLC.
And hosted by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group. And also sponsored by Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, Audra Hooper with Alloy Personal Training at the Glen Eagles in Plano and Castle Hills locations, Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Megan Shaffer with the Hive of the Happily Insured, and by Jeannie Smith with Guardian Mortgage, a division of Sunflower Bank, N.A. The Community Difference Plano was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Plano starts now.
Good morning, Plano. It's 11:32 on a nice, crisp, amazing fall morning. It's Wednesday morning. Welcome to the Community Difference Plano, a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. I am your host, Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, where we specialize in guiding your personal finances to help you properly protect your income. At the Enfuego Group, we're not just about financial freedom, but we're also passionate about empowering aspiring entrepreneurs to break free from corporate America. So I invite you to join in on our mission to ignite the fire for freedom and help you to live life on fire. It is week 3 of November. Our topic for November, behavioral branding, building brands through action and culture. Probably one of the more important topics. I mean, all of our topics this year have been important, but behavioral branding really undergirds your trust, not only with your clients, but with your community, with other businesses. And so we're going to dive into that into our second session. This will be the last show with our topic. We're going to be recording tomorrow some special Thanksgiving shows that will air the week of Thanksgiving. If you want to throw that up, Lyndon. And we've got our Plano and our Wiley show will combine together. But then we've got our Rockwall and Frisco shows. And those are going to air around their normal times on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Thursday, of course, being Thanksgiving. But these are going to be really a great opportunity just to get to know the co-host and our host a little bit better. We're going to talk about our Thanksgiving traditions, things that we love about the holidays. It's just going to be a fun, relaxing, kind of a nostalgic show, I think. So make sure, like I said, we'll be recording it tomorrow, but they will air on their normal days, Wednesday and Thursday of next week. All right, let's jump right in. Let's bring in our first co-host today. She transitioned from a 13-year career in retail to founding the Hive of the Happily Insured, where she simplifies health insurance for her clients. She's a devoted mom to her son and recently earned the Spirit of the Race Award at Frisco Freedom Fest. Eager to continue running 5Ks, she dreams of traveling to Greece with her family and enjoys wine festivals, craft beer, and exploring new restaurants. Please welcome to the show, Meg Shaffer.
Hey.
Meg, good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you.
How are things going? I know it's open enrollment time, so that's crazy. How's that going for you?
It's good. Open enrollment started November, and it goes through January 15th. So just here to help people get put in a good spot for their health insurance.
Well, that's exciting. I know that's a kind of a frenetic pace for all of our folks that are in health insurance. Let's bring in our other co-host today with Alloy Personal Training. She's passionate about helping businesses or busy individuals create empowered, healthy lifestyles. A certified integrative nutrition health coach and personal trainer, she guides her clients in balancing strength training and nutrition. Her mission is to inspire others to discover strength, truth, and joy in their everyday lives. With Alloy Personal Training, please welcome Audra Hooper. Audra, good morning. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I am, my mouth is really dry all of a sudden. I think I just need more water today. That's weird. But I'm good. I'm really good.
I'm holding you accountable already.
Yeah. Well, I drink a ton of water anyways, which is crazy, but I got to wear kind of a sweater today, which means it's fall officially. Feels great. What are you most looking forward to coming up?
My industry, New Year's resolutions are right around the corner.
Yep.
We're excited. We're ready for you.
100%. Well, we've got such a full show today, and I want to go ahead and bring in our guests because this is going to be, I can't wait to get to our topic because it's going to be fantastic. She's the founder of Flourish LLC. Heidi Convery-Liscum, founder, CEO of Flourish LLC, is a Gallup certified Clifton Strengths coach dedicated to empowering leaders to harness their talents for stronger relationships and productivity. Through one-on-one coaching, retreats, and workshops, she helps clients thrive at both work and home. She holds a master's in higher education, administration, and counseling, and is based right here in DFW, the Metroplex area. So please welcome Heidi Convery-Liscum. I hope I didn't butcher the middle part of that.
You did awesome.
Okay. Did I do good?
Actually, that was right on. Yeah.
I just went for it. You got to take risks sometimes. So.
You know what? You killed it. You're killing it this Wednesday.
Well, thank you. We're glad to have you on the show. Tell us what you have coming up that you're really excited about. Whether it be personal or business, or I know there's so much going on in Plano these days.
It's insane. I'm gonna go personal this time though. Does anybody know what Department 56 Christmas houses are? Like
Nope.
the little light up houses that people have in their homes that they like make little displays and like.
Oh, like a Christmas village?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I have one of those. That's like one of my favorite things.
So I've gone off the deep end in that area and am now constructing like a whole situation for it. And I'm deep down excited about that right now.
Okay. I'm going to need to see a picture of that when you're done because
privately, yes. I'm a little nervous about sharing it publicly so far.
Okay. That's fine. Well, good. Well, we're already kindred hearts in that regard because that's something that I absolutely love that. So, well, let's bring in Susanna Austin with Roots in Child Advocacy. She's transitioned her passion into animal welfare, specifically advocating for dogs. She champions responsible pet ownership and runs a state-of-the-art facility offering award-winning pet care, supervised group play, and luxury boarding. Her dedication stems from a holistic approach to empathy and compassion for both people and animals. Please welcome Susanna Austin.
Good morning.
Good morning. Canine Resorts in Plano. I know we talked in the pre-show. I think our producer and founder of The Difference, I think you guys might have hit it off. We talked a little. We had some pooch talk right before we went live here.
Yes.
A lot of things.
That phrase has never been uttered on a single podcast.
I know. Well, I just made that up. I just went with it. Maybe it's a new segment we'll add. I don't know if we'll have to do our testing groups and see if they like that. Tell us about, man, I really derailed there. Sorry. Tell us about what you have going on, what you're excited about, Susanna. We're glad you're here today.
Well, we're definitely getting ready. We're ramping up business for the coming holiday. This is the biggest season we've experienced yet. So we are super excited and fine-tuning all protocol and everything else to keep everybody safe and all their parents to be able to go off on holiday, worry-free, stress-free. We've also we've got a couple different partnerships that we are going to go with that we have going on right now as well. With a couple different rescues. We actually have 3 fosters in our care right now that are waiting for their forever families. So I know we were just talking about that, but we've got some sweet, sweet babies who have been fully vetted and are ready to go.
I just saw this vision of Lyndon next time I see him with 4 dogs instead of 1.
It's easy to do.
That's not a vision. That is not a vision.
Well, we're glad you're here, Susanna. Let's bring in our last guest, last but certainly not least, Lyle Lundy, a Tide franchisee. Partner with the Tide franchise, brings over 20 years of experience in dry cleaning industry, a graduate of SWT in San Marcos with a degree in education. Lyle lives in Louisville, Texas with his wife, 26 years. There are 4 children and 2 dogs. His franchise offers Tide dry cleaners, Tide laundromats, and restoration services, all with focus on quality and reliability. Please welcome Lyle Lundy.
Thank you very much.
You guys have locations all over DFW, so they're in close proximity for everybody, which is good.
And we're planning on having many more, so that's
we're in
the growth phase. So
good.
So
you got the perfect background for what you're doing. We were talking about that in the pre-show. So
this is this is our restoration office. So we do.
I wonder if anybody watching is like, hey, that's my jacket. Yeah.
Could be.
Well, we're glad you're here, Lyle. What do you have? What are you looking forward to coming up here in the next couple of weeks?
Well, it's definitely our busy time of the year when everybody starts breaking out the sweaters and coats. And but the holidays, I love Thanksgiving and football and family. So I can't wait to spend some time with everybody and coworkers during that time.
A lot of people probably get excited and then spill something on their clothes after Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving. Maybe they're happy at their football team, probably not in Dallas. Maybe that's maybe in Detroit, maybe they're happy in their football team, and then something spills. And so it's like a crazy time for laundry, which is great. So, well, we're glad you're here. We're going to go to our first break. We've got a phenomenal What's Up Plano segment, a couple of exciting guests to bring you. And I visited the Flags of Honor, which is a 2-week event going on in Plano. It just wrapped up last Thursday. So I want to share that with you. Stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
The Community Difference Plano was made possible by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, Megan Shaffer with the Hive of the Happily Insured, Jeannie Smith with Guardian Mortgage, a division of Sunflower Bank, N.A., and by Audra Hooper with Alloy Personal Training at the Glen Eagles Plano and Castle Hills locations. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up Plano?
What's Up Plano, brought to you by Love and War in Texas. Get ready to experience the true heart of Texas at Love and War in Texas in Plano. Savor authentic Texas cuisine from barbecue and wild game to Gulf seafood, all while enjoying live music from some of Texas's best artists. So whether you're craving a taste of the Lone Star State or looking for a fun night out, this iconic spot has it all. Visit Love and War in Texas and discover why it's a perfect blend of Texas flavor and spirit. As I mentioned, we will be out at Love and War in Texas, our Community Difference Business Development Alliance training tomorrow from 4 to 7. The first hour will be, we're going to wrap up a training on the book, The Entrepreneurial Difference, which is one of Lyndon's lifelong projects that was completed about 2 or 3 months ago. Phenomenal book. It is available on Amazon. I'm telling you, it's one of the best resources. I think it got to like the top 100, if I recall, Lyndon, as far as
we got the 65 out of
65. 65 out of 2 million. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good ranking there. So if you don't have that, I recommend getting it or just coming out and joining us tomorrow. We'll have a happy hour following. That's at Love and War in Texas. Also, speaking of books, one of our very own Jacqueline, either one, Kreider, has been working tirelessly on really producing a resource for helping people in the mortgage process really understand the details, probably as a mortgage officer, but also as the person in the home buying process. Her book is launching on Friday, so we always want to support our own. Go back to that first page if you can, Lyndon, real quick. Mortgage 101, The Secret Sauce to Home Buying by our very own Jacqueline Kreider. So we're super excited for her. I think a number of us did some pre-reading of that book and just really excited to lend her expertise to the market, which really needs it. She's unique in what we do and what she does, because there's a ton of mortgage people, but there's nobody like Jack. So we're honored to have her. She's on our first week of the Plano show. And so really excited. Make sure you go out and purchase that book. Even if you don't need a mortgage or you don't want to know anything about mortgage, just go support Jackson and get that book for her. All right. A couple of exciting events coming up. Meg, let's start with you. Some holiday things around the corner right here in Plano. Oh, you're muted. There we go.
Yeah. So Heritage Museum here in Plano off of 15th and Coit. They are going to have their 4th annual Lights on the Farm event. It starts up November 22nd through December 27th. So they actually have certain nights available. They have character nights and special guest performances. The Grinch night is our favorite. It's December 8th. We celebrate Grinch in the house, not Santa. So looking forward to that because that's an exciting time to see how Caden reacts this year. But they have a s'mores area, which is super cool. They have concessions for you to enjoy. You get to go at your own leisure through the park, a lot of family ops, Santa pictures, military and senior discounts. So buy your tickets online. So you get a discount before you go in. So I'm so excited, looking forward to that.
We went last year and it's it's like there's animals and Christmas lights. So it's pretty fantastic. So I definitely recommend going and checking that out. Also, speaking of events coming up, Suzanne, I know you have something that you want to share with us.
The Paws of Love Animal Rescue that we have partnered with is hosting a bingo fundraiser on November 22nd at 6:30. That's at Bobby's Social House in North Dallas, I believe.
A bingo fundraiser?
Yes, there's a $10 entry fee.
Okay, what's the fundraiser for again?
It is benefiting the Paws of Love Animal Rescue.
Okay, perfect. Well, I know Meg. I know you put there's a picture kind of gives all the details. We posted that in the on this show's link. So if you go to the Difference either on YouTube, Difference Media LLC, or the Difference live stream radio and podcast on Facebook, and you look at this show, you'll see the link to that event for more information. So awesome. Well, I want to bring in, if I can, we got a couple of amazing guests for our What's Up segment here. I want to bring in, first of all, with ProLift Garage Doors, Dale Clark. Dale, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Dale's the franchise owner of ProLift Garage Doors of West Plano, and a local veteran-owned company. You served in the Army, so we want to thank you for your service. I know it's a great time to have veteran-owned businesses on during Veterans Day, but I like to call it Veteran Month, at least to Thanksgiving. So most of the month, right? Then you kind of have to switch gears a little bit, but it's just excited to have you on. We got to meet at the Crunch Fitness event, another organization that we're working to partner with in some capacity. And just start off, Dale, what brought you to Plano? You know, from a family perspective, but also just as a business owner. What do you love about doing business here in Plano and Collin County?
Yeah, I came to Plano originally when I transitioned from the Army. I was a signal soldier. And I came here. The telecom industry was booming. That was back in 1998, and things were flourishing. And I really enjoyed and embraced the Plano area, the diversity of Plano. I worship in Plano. My kids went to school in Plano. We volunteer in Plano. So we just enjoyed the sense of community, the diversity, and all the economic and social opportunities they had to offer.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, we're constantly talking about the things that are going on in the city, but also, you know, not just Plano, but Collin County and really North Texas in the whole has been a bastion for business success. So many businesses are moving to the area. So it's just a great place to start. And you've been now in business, I think, what'd you say, 6 months now?
That's right. I transitioned from my corporate job to full-time entrepreneurship. Good for you. So we launched ProLift Garage Doors of West Plano. We've been doing it for 6 months. Had an opportunity to partner with some really good folks in the Plano area. This is an ideal time for us as we transition to this. There's a lot of companies to partner with in this area, roofings, apartments, a lot of headquarters that are based in this area, and we're working to partner with them and take care of those garage doors.
Well, last thing, what's important to you or about being a veteran-owned business? You know, we a lot of people will market that. Why is that meaningful to you?
Yeah, I think for me, I like to treat people the way I want to be treated. It's an honor to serve. This is a way to serve, build a culture and a team that mimics things that are very important to me. To be able to help people in my own unique way. It's a way for me to give back to the community. In Plano, I coached in Plano. My kids played in PSA. I probably coached all the sports in PSA. And so from a business perspective, I've met a lot of really good people in the area. And it's an opportunity to coach, build a culture, and support the community. So those are things that are important for me.
That's awesome. Well, lastly, you guys are actually hiring a technician, correct?
Yep. Looking for experienced garage door technician as we continue to grow and scale. So if you guys have anyone, please pass those along.
Yeah.
We're also
So
doing
if that's you, you can just drop a line in the. I think we have Dale's information too, Lyndon, as in the banner there. If you see that, we'll try to scroll that across in just a moment. But if anybody if that's you, maybe you're already doing that, but you don't like who you're working with. Why don't you go work for somebody that treats other people the way they want to be treated? What a great thing.
Amen.
Well, Dale, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then we'll be in touch. As I mentioned in the pre-show, we're partnering with some folks here. I'm not going to give too many details away, but to do a veterans job fair in the spring. And so I know Dale will want to be involved there specifically. So thank you so much, Dale. And then lastly, let's bring in Audie Suarez, I should say, a proud husband and father who balances family life with youth sports coaching and entrepreneurship. Audie with Unified Personnel. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing well.
I've heard that Dale's talked about doing a lot of coaching and being involved in a lot of sports. It looks like you guys have a lot in common there.
Yeah.
I know. What are some of the youth sports that you are involved in with your kids?
Oh, the day before our soccer season started, when my daughter was 5, she's 9 now, or 4 really. I thought I was emailing the facility where we were going to be playing for the first time, and it actually was an email that went out to all of the parents, and they were like, "Oh, well, we were wondering who was our coach too." So I had to volunteer and become a coach overnight.
That happens a lot with youth sports, I feel like.
Yeah, it really does. And so 5 years later, I've been coaching everything from volleyball, girls volleyball, to basketball and soccer, indoor soccer. So just
I got to be honest, Audie. I didn't take you as a girls volleyball coach. I hope that's not. I don't feel offended by that.
I
don't take me for one either. So
it was it was a little bit of a challenge. I had to learn on the fly, but it was very rewarding. And my daughter's still continuing to play volleyball now. So.
Well, at that age, you just need to know a little bit more than the people you're coaching, and that's pretty much the qualification. So, Unified Personnel. I was going to say Unified Personnel, a staffing company. You guys are also new in business, new in Plano here, and also big into veteran hiring. That's why we wanted to partner together in the spring. But just talk about some of the focus areas for people that are looking for work that you guys are helping to connect position-wise.
Yeah, so my background is with the electrical, commercial, and industrial electricians. I've been staffing for most of the larger commercial electrical contractors in the Metroplex and really around the country whenever they need it to finish out big jobs. That's typically when they'll call and request for people to help finish their jobs that are experienced electricians. So mainly focusing there. I also have a team that 2 of my team members came from the light industrial warehouse workers that they were staffing. So we're kind of focusing there, but we're a multi-trade, multi-business staffing company. So if the need arises for something, we will definitely look into it and see if that's something we can help out with. But yeah, our main focus right now is electrical, for the commercial and industrial projects, low voltage technicians, fire alarm companies, communications companies. We can staff those pretty quickly, and we have a vetting process that helps us find the right people for those jobs.
Well, Audie, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. It was great meeting you Saturday. Audie is a fantastic person. We were at the Crunch event, and they don't have any seating kind of at the pavilion area, and he just graciously gave his really comfortable camping rocking chair up to my wife as we were doing lunch out there. So that just kind of speaks to his character. So I appreciate that very much. Audie, Dale, we will definitely be in touch with you both as we get ready to launch our veterans event in the spring. So thank you so much to both you guys for coming on. As we wrap
for having me.
Thank you, Audie. As we wrap up today, as I mentioned, I went to the Flags of Honor, which is a 2-week really multiple event, but out at the pavilion in Plano. Veterans Day actually sandwiches, it's the weekend before Veterans Day and then the weekend after. And so we went out there for the final day, which is events called Vets for Vets, Corvettes for Vets. It's a car show. And so I caught up with Lisa Bloomer, who runs the East Plano Rotary Club. And so I want you guys to check that out. I'm here on the last day of the Plano Flags of Honor event put on by the Plano East Rotary Club. I'm here with Lisa Bloomer. Lisa, just take a moment and tell us a little bit about what's been going on the last week and kind of the overall purpose and drive of the event.
Well, the purpose and drive of the event is to honor our veterans and first responders. The event begins the Saturday before Veterans Day and concludes the Saturday after Veterans Day. We start with a safety fair for the first responders first weekend, where the city brings out fire trucks, the fire truck pull, bomb squad, all different kinds of city equipment. It's kind of designed to get the kids interacting with our first responders. And then 2 car shows. We've got the second of them going on right now, as you can see. And then we've got Congressman Pat Fallon, his Congressional Veteran Commendation Award out here. We've had a couple of luncheons. And today we've got music performances throughout the day. We will have Colts of Valor presentation, and we end tonight with the Texas Sons of American Revolution and the Boy Scouts doing a flag etiquette and flag retirement ceremony.
Well, that sounds great. We came out here for the Vets for Vets, which is I brought my son because he's a big car guy. A little car guy, I guess he's only 4 years old. And also we've got Dave Sweeney with American Legion. Dave, you've been on our podcast before. We're going to be doing some things together, but you wanted to highlight Lisa because she's really humble and she's not going to talk about herself. So that's awesome. So what do you want to share about Lisa?
So on Veterans Day, when Representative Fallon was here giving out these congressional awards to our veterans, he had a special award, the Patriots Award, that was awarded to Lisa for her work with this program here. They do such an amazing job on it year after year. But Lisa earned it, and their Rotary and her does a fantastic job with this every year.
Well, I encourage everybody, thank you, Lisa, encourage everybody to come out here every year. Starts on Veterans Day usually and lasts for a week.
No, it starts
Saturday before Veterans Day. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much and great job. This is an awesome event, and definitely want to have you guys on our show in the future. So we'll be in touch for that, Lisa. Have a blessed day. All right, man. I just encourage everybody to go check that out next year. It's really 2 weeks, multiple events packed in with that overall event, the Flags of Honor. When we come back, we're going to dive right into our topic, behavioral branding, building brands through actions and culture. Stick around. We'll be right back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Well, a lot going on in our community. We have a lot more coming up in 2025 with the Business Development Alliance, as well as the Community Difference Project and Initiative. You'll want to stick around as details will come out towards the end of the year. But let's jump right into our topic. It's our last week of the topic, probably one of my favorite topics we've had so far, behavioral branding, building brands through actions and culture. So what I've been doing and what I'd like to do today is start with our guests and just give me kind of your definition of what you think behavioral branding is and why it's important. So let's start with Heidi, if we can. What is your just kind of topical definition of behavioral branding and why is it important?
I think behavioral branding is important because branding without who you are as a person is going to fall flat. There's not going to be any kind of connection, deeper rooted connection between who you are and who your company is. I lean in this a ton in coaching and helping people figure out a little bit more about who they are as they're working on developing their brand, so that you've got more enthusiasm and backbone behind who you are, who your company is, and you know what that is.
Yeah, that's excellent. I think enthusiasm is actually a great word. I love that. What's that word? Did we come up with enthusiaction? Is that a word that we came up with?
Yeah, enthusiasm's great, but without action, it doesn't get a lot accomplished. So
yeah,
we created enthusiaction.
Cute.
Well, and that really, because when you think about behavioral branding, your behavior is pretty all encompassing. It goes from the relationships you build to how well you follow through with people. Are you punctual? Are you somebody that people come to for problem solving? Are you adding value to your relationships, whether they're personal or professional? Are you constantly bettering yourself? Are you someone that people see as accountable? All these things really make up kind of a synergy to behavioral branding that's so important. Susanna, same question to you. When you hear that term, what do you think of and why is it important?
Because I think it's the very core of your reputation and how you build relationships with your clients and any partnerships that you are trying to cultivate. It essentially gives people the ability to trust you or distrust you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think trust is really at the core. And I think it's so important because we don't realize how much our actions affect how people see us, both professionally and personally. Lyle, to you, same question. When you hear behavioral branding, what do you think of and why do you feel like it's so important?
To me, I thought of this a little bit, and I think it's the relationship you build with the customers that come to your location. You always want to be in a great mood, deliver a great product, and make it a great experience for that customer. And then they'll always think of you first when they need dry cleaning at Tide Cleaners or Tide Laundromat or something cleaned. So I think it's just having a great relationship, great interaction with that person, and that'll build their behavior to always want to come to you first.
Yeah, and you've heard the term, how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's really true when it comes to your personal brand, right? Audra, we've had some great answers. Anything to add to that?
I think those were excellent responses. In entrepreneurship, it can be a lonely road. Usually you start as a one-man show, right?
That should be the tagline. That should just be the tagline. If anyone starts a business, you're going to lonely. Sorry to cut you off there.
But when you lead with who you are and what your personal values are, you attract people that are like-minded, and it just makes work more fun. You get to partner with people that you enjoy being around and you have things in common with, and you do share a common goal, even if you have two separate businesses. And that creates longevity for entrepreneurship and avoids burnout. Yeah,
you mentioned attracting people. A big part of your personal behavioral brand is strategic networking, like finding the relationships that are worth investing in. Meg, to you, you're in the health insurance world. How do you determine which relationships are worth investing in so that then you can kind of show who you are to the people that are in your network?
Well, it's about honestly, it's just about, like, I help a lot of families. Moms like health insurance. They understand health insurance and understand the importance. Men don't really care about health insurance, even though they need it. So it is more geared towards like who appreciates, I guess, the knowledge, the services that you do bring. You're not going to be for everybody, and you just kind of have to learn who you attract and who you don't attract. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's just about who you attract, investing more in those people.
What have you found in business, from like business relationship wise, when you're networking and when you're trying to determine who's going to be a good strategic partner? Because really, it's about true networking is about creating lasting, really value-driven relationships that are beneficial to both parties.
Right.
So when you're trying to find those right people to partner with, how do you determine, in that instance, which relationships are worth investing in?
So it's about getting to know the people that you actually want to partner, building that relationship, as like Susanna had said, cultivating a partnership. So it can't be just like a meet up one time and expect that you're going to have this awesome relationship. It's about reaching out often. It's about seeing them often, talking to them other than your business, their business, just getting to know them as a people, because then they get to know you as well. And that's when your true advocates really stand out and who you partner with, because they know you more as a person and not just what you do and what you offer. They can say, oh, this is a good person, I want to recommend them, as a referral base. So that's really what it's about. And you kind of just learn that through the reciprocation that you get back after you give it your all, they give it your all. Then it's like a building process from there.
Well, you mentioned too, a lot of being a resource is very important, and the way to be a resource, which is really a branding in and of itself, because you've built yourself as someone that's an expert in certain industries, and talking about all of us. But a way to do that is to continue to constantly learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know, Heidi, in your industry, probably a lot of changes happen, right? There's a lot of trends, et cetera. How do you stay on top of those? Which shows obviously your relevance. It shows that you care enough to be constantly continuing to learn, which is, if there's two things that are true about entrepreneurship, Audra, it can be lonely, and to succeed, you have to constantly be learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably the two pinnacles of truth there. Heidi, for you, so how do you stay updated with the trends in your industry, and just, showing that you're a resource that can adapt to changes and whatnot as things come down the pipe?
Yeah, I think I'm actually a little fortunate in this area. The assessment that I use in coaching is called the Clifton Strengths Assessment. And one of the strengths on that is learner, which is super high for me. So I'm naturally wired to want to know. I'm curious all the time. I am just like forehead deep in ChatGPT. I love it. And so I say all that because a lot of my coaching has to do with validating people and understanding that we're not all great at everything. Right? Like we were talking about before, some people are not great pickers. They don't pick business relationships as well. Some people, it's really tough to get motivated to learn. So I think the first step in all of this is understanding a little bit more about yourself. What do you do really well? And maybe what do you don't? And those things that you don't do well, how do you find partners for that to help supplement some of it? Mm-hmm. So, I'm always interested in, my job is talking to people for a living, right? Or I should say listening is the majority of my job. And that kind of sparks up my learning quite a bit. So my clients are in every industry you could possibly imagine. So they'll be talking about something they're interested in or they're starting in, and that will kind of spark my head thinking, I've got another client that could be really interesting for. I'm going to dive into it and learn it. So but I have to be open and ready, right? When people are coming for coaching, and I need to have some kind of base understanding of the industry that they're in or the trends where that particular industry are going. So I can be of the most help. So partly I'm naturally wired to be 1,500 tabs on Google Deep at 3 a.m., but also I understand that it's a natural area for clients if I'm going to be able to really help them meet their goals, that I'm interested in what they're interested in.
Well, I want to bring Audra in just a moment. I know she had a couple of questions, but you sparked something talking about things that you're not necessarily good at, maybe some weaknesses, finding the right partners to supplement that. And that really just shows a willingness to work with people, to work within your weaknesses, obviously to improve them, right? That just shows that you're willing to learn and grow. I will open this up to everyone. And I'm putting you guys a little bit on the spot here. So if you need a second, that's fine. But can you guys think of a time that you maybe had a weakness in your journey as an entrepreneur? We all do, obviously, but how you partnered with someone to kind of synergize together, maybe something that you're good at, a strength that you're good at, and they're not, and vice versa, that really helps solidify kind of a mutual benefit for each other. Anybody have an example of that?
I can go first.
You can go. Yeah. It gives everybody else some time
You're
to
already
think.
a quick second since I was already in my head.
Okay.
Forecasting is not my jam. I do it because I have to, being a business owner, but it does not bring me joy. And I have met some fantastic,
that's probably true,
right? Some fantastic business owners out there who actually really love forecasting and coming up with this strategic plan and thinking about 5 years out. And so I know when it's that time for me to do that, what's next year going to look like? How am I planning for 2 years out? I have a short list of business owners that I know love to do that. And I will call and say, hey, can I treat you to lunch? Give me your thoughts on where you think I could go in this area. And it's a win-win.
Heidi, I don't know if you saw our private chat here, but our producer and owner of The Difference, he goes, I love forecasting. And I know for a fact he loves lunch. So that's a great combination.
Done.
So that's good.
Name the place.
That's very good. You guys can certainly have that conversation. Audra, I know you had a couple, we were talking before the show, some things that you wanted to kind of throw out there question wise. I don't know if you saw my message, but I'll let you ask a couple of things if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. We need to find unique ways to provide value to others that go above and beyond our own business. Right. You can get in this space of just promotion, especially when you're first launching and you really need clients and you really need business. And if you lead with that, it doesn't necessarily forge great relationships. Nobody likes to be sold to, even though we're always in that position, right? So I have a question for
especially other business owners.
Right. Yeah. And nobody wants to be sold to every time you have an interaction with someone, even if they're interacting with you on behalf of their business. You're a human first. So my question for Lyle was, in your dry cleaning business, how have you found unique ways to provide value that's above and beyond just your core services?
Yeah, I mean, at Tide Cleaners, of course, we do a lot of different things. It's, we have the dry cleaning, and we provide wash and fold service. Our mission is to take laundry and give life. Everybody needs to have clean clothes and wash their clothes. Everybody loves clean clothes, and it's such a hassle at home now. So we run routes for all over the Metroplex just to try to make that experience a lot easier and give you your time back. That's our big deal. And then, it comes back to so many relationships in this business that are so valuable. Like Audra, we're always seeing each other in the neighborhood and things like that. This is kind of and that's just part of it, just always trying to make.
Well, that's a prime example.
Yeah.
Our gym did not have a washer and dryer in it. So I did not mind at all for the longest time taking the gym towels home and washing them. And I met Lyle and he said, you know what, I'm gonna bless you and give you a little bit of your time back. And now we've partnered up together. But he didn't lead with this service or price or anything like that. I mean, we built a relationship first, and it's been wonderful for me and and my time. So I think that was just a great example of how you did that. And we are neighbors, and we are in the same neighborhood and in the same vicinity for our businesses. So it's been great.
And Lyle, you mentioned, the different services that you guys have that are kind of unique to a cleaners, because not everybody does those things. But how have you seen that transition into kind of broadening your brand or your reputation within the community, based on what you're doing well? Obviously, you're doing more than most. Have you seen that, bear fruit in terms of, what people, how people speak about you, kind of the business growth, expansion, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get new customers, right, and keep them. But once you do, they see the benefit to it, just because of, you can never get your time back, right? And that's our biggest argument, I guess, at our house is washing. I have 4 kids, so we're always washing and folding clothes. And I think, man, all the time we waste on this stuff. But now that we're expanding that market, we're getting into the Tide laundromats, and expanding the Tide cleaners and offering these different services, the Tide restoration, where we work with insurance. And when families go through a fire or flood, we'll get all the clothes out and clean them. And we do meet a lot of good people and do a lot of good, valuable service for them. And they really appreciate it, because we care. And if we care, they're going to care. So it's been a lot of fun and a lot of expansion. We're really piling in the wash and fold.
Yeah. Well, leadership is a huge part of brand, behavioral branding, and probably 2 of the core tenets to that are accountability and ownership. And so I want to go to Susanna. Taking responsibility is a really a powerful signal of strength, reliability, right? When you, whether it's, in something that's good, something that's bad, a failure or success, can you think of a time that taking ownership really in your business and in something that happened helped resolve a situation, and thus, positioned you as an authority and someone that's going to do the right thing in certain circumstances?
Well, not a time in particular, but I do know that our clients, our guests, they can't talk. So when they come home, from their days, their parents don't really know what's happened. So it's important that working with children and animals is always a surprise, right? You never know what you're going to get. So if there's something that goes wrong in the daycare area, as far as dogs maybe playing too hard, or somebody was not playing nice, and somebody gets injured, if we don't call and immediately let somebody know what has happened, that leaves a terrible taste in their parents' mouths, and an awful distrust for us, because they assume that we're trying to hide something. We don't have any cameras. It's all closed circuit. So my entire organization is based on the trust for me. So we've got to be able to be very transparent and own anything that goes right and anything that goes wrong right out of the gate, so that they know that we are on top of things.
Well, I like that you said right and wrong, because I think a lot of people see accountability as just taking blame when something goes wrong, but it's also about celebrating successes and, bringing people into what's happening that's good, and making sure that it's a win for everybody. I think that's a really important thing. And lastly, I'll leave you with this, because we're about to go to break. Accountability is really a huge part of your personal brand, because it shows that you're trustworthy. It shows you're going to take the kind of the buck stops here mentality, but it strengthens relationships, and it shows that this person is worth partnering with. This person is going to have my best interest in mind. They're going to look out for me as a partner first. And when you do that, and then they see the rest of how we're acting, how we're behaving, the things that are habits in a sense, that helps to solidify and bolster our brand. So guys, thank you so much. This has been a fantastic topic month. I love the conversation today. When we come back, we're going to dive in deeper with our guests, their personal and professional journey. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you.
Are you or someone you know pregnant or planning to conceive? Caitlin Smith is both a certified childbirth doula and instructor offering childbirth classes to couples wanting an unmedicated, physiological birth outside of the hospital setting. Caitlin has served the local community since 2021 and specializes in working closely with midwives, all while best supporting a mother's physical body, her partner, and the birth environment. You can contact Caitlin through Instagram at thismamadoula or email her at caitlinsmithdoula@gmail.com to learn more about childbirth classes or her doula services.
Are you looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
Welcome back. We're going to do a deep dive with our guest today, and the goal, of course, is to explore just your different personal and professional journeys and really how they've impacted the community. So I want to start back with Susanna, and just give us a story or an experience. You probably have a ton with what you do, but how do you feel like the work that you're doing at K9 Resorts is really impacting the community and bettering the community in a sense, with all the work that goes on there?
Well, the easiest way we impacted the community was the building that we took over for our organization had been unused for years. So the corner was debilitated and just overgrown and yucky. And we've kind of come by and beautified that, and everybody is always shocked and surprised. And all of the people that live in the neighborhoods close to us are always grateful to us for how we've cleaned that little area up. That was the easiest part. The rest of it has been, I am a natural helper. That's what I've done. Basically, my entire career has been advocating for the vulnerable in our communities. So I was drawn to working with some of the local rescues. So we've started to help with an impact there. Our organization has partnered with several of the other nonprofit organizations that I've worked with in the past. So we've done some sponsorship for some, the City House is one of the local shelters here in Plano that we've sponsored for. We've done some work with the high schools as well, sponsored some of their activities. And it's just given me a chance to marry both of my passions and keep things, make my heart happy selfishly as we're impacting the community.
Hey, Susanna, how do you go about finding, because there's so many rescues out there. I know it's probably hard to choose. So how do you narrow down which ones you really want to help out the most?
Well, you mean as far as the actual individual dogs or the organizations?
The organization.
The organizations, we've met. It was a kind of a trial by error sort of thing. So you just kind of start putting your feelers out there and letting people know that you're available to help, and people will reach back out, and then you kind of have to discern, who's credible and who's not. So far, we've been fortunate, and I haven't turned anyone away that we've like, I don't want to work with you. Most of them have a good heart, and then their dollars and cents are going in the right places, so you feel good about helping them.
That's same thing to you, Heidi. What are some of the ways that what you've been involved in do you feel like is having a direct impact with the community? You're on mute. There you go.
Yes, thank you. It's garbage day in my area right now.
Oh,
so I'm trying to,
well, we appreciate that then.
yeah. From a personal perspective, our family tends to really lean into food insecurity philanthropy projects. So I have a husband and a 10-year-old and an 11-year-old. And so we pretty regularly try and find different ways to jump into the community and help with either canned food drives or serving food in kitchens or doing some kind of food packing, especially around the holidays, that kind of thing. So that's been a really big area of impact for us. Our hearts are naturally drawn on that area. And then from a work perspective, so I would say I'm contacted the most by small to mid-sized businesses when they feel like their employee motivation is at rock bottom. And, for business owners, the expense of having an employee leave is astronomical, right? Because you think about the onboarding of the next person and what that costs and how much it's going to cost on your current staff to be able to make up for that person who's leaving during that time. And so my contribution to companies is really about helping figure out what motivates each employee differently, and getting them interested in their own development and motivation so they stay, right? And sometimes that's just figuring out a different way to approach the work that they do based on what they do well. Sometimes it's moving an employee around a little bit within an organization. Maybe their talents are really great in another spot, right? They don't necessarily have to leave. Maybe there's a little transition that can happen there where everybody wins. So I feel like for me, it's about keeping the folks that you have and really helping business owners figure out what makes each one of your employees tick, and getting them excited and involved about who they are and how they can develop.
Lyle, to you, you're in the nitty gritty, the down and dirty, if you will, of the community when it comes to stains and clothes and damage and things like that. So how have you seen what Tide is doing, and as you guys continue to expand, really impact the community beyond just the services that you provide?
Yeah, one big thing that I like to brag about by Tide it's a program called Loads of Hope, where we help with like a big disaster. The Tide has these huge trucks that come in, they're self-contained, and they're washers and dryers. They'll bring them for the communities just to do their basics, just to get them some clean clothes during a disaster. But my best example was during COVID, and we ran a program at our local stores where we did the nurses, doctors, firemen, and policemen. We did all their clothes for free for 2 months. Anything they could bring in the store. I mean, we cleaned probably, oh my gosh, 600,000 pieces at no charge, during that time. And that was a big community. Helped those guys a lot because they're still out having to fight the battles, right? And that was a big deal, big community boost for us, and very involved, and gave us an opportunity just to show that we're really involved with the community, especially as local owners as well. So,
well, you talk about kind of a flashback to our topic in the last segment. That's quite the value add, for you guys doing something above and beyond, showing that you're willing to step in there and meet the needs of the community, even if it's, not necessarily a monetary endeavor, just to show that you guys are a part of the overall success of what's happening. Hey, Diane Castle's on our second week of the show in Plano. What a great way to serve the community. When we come back, we're going to go to commercial break, our final commercial break. What's the difference? One of my favorite segments, and then we'll wrap up the show. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
And now it's time for What's the Difference?
What's the difference? Where I ask our co-host and host, what's the difference between two separate things, all business topic related, specifically around our topic today. And when we do that, they're going to give us their best, 15, 20-second answer. Then I'll give you the official answer. But before we do that, I want to tease something that we're super excited about. The difference, the Community Difference Plano, the Difference Media LLC. We are bringing on a huge sponsor, really a national sponsor, maybe even an international sponsor. You could probably say it that way. More announcements to come in December, so stick around for that. We are extremely, extremely excited. Can't give it all away right now, so just continue to tune in. You'll know when it's official, but we're very excited about that. So hopefully around December we'll be able to make that announcement. All right, what is the difference between proactive problem solving and reactive problem management? Proactive problem solving and reactive problem management. Let's start with Meg.
So it's obviously getting ahead of any problems that can occur. I know with health insurance, people talk about BB, Better Business Bureau reviews. So I know how to combat that. It could be as simple as not understanding coverage, but being thorough. When you come across these things, you know that people probably have a question about it for the next one. So having those already in your back pocket so you know how to overcome, other people's obstacles before it arises. Just get ahead in front of it, or having a game plan if it comes up. So that's, okay. I'd rather be ahead of it than not.
Sure. Gambling. Susanna.
It's essentially it's the difference between putting out a fire once it's already started or preventing it from happening. It's essential so that you can, minimize crisis or any kind of, or risk to the people around you to have a plan B.
Yeah, I think I love that. Lyle, same thing to you, difference between proactive problem solving and reactive problem management.
On the problem solving, it in our business, it's always seems to be with employees, right? You're always, every morning you wake up, there's some type of fire with some at a store where you have to really solve that problem for the day to get it corrected and get somebody there or get something there. But and that's and there's many other problems. So this is a long. This show was 10 hours long. I could give you a lot of problems with to solve every day, but the management side of it is you just have great people in place, and we're able to move around and training and make sure everybody's cross trained, so you're able to manage any situation that comes up or equipment that breaks. It's, you always have some way of getting in there and getting it taken care of.
Audra.
Well, I think, we all know the difference between being proactive and reactive, right? It's always best to be proactive. I think in a business setting, it just creates trust and credibility for you if you are more proactive and can hedge problems before they arise. But often what's not talked about is how you handle the reactive issues that are going to arise. You can't possibly anticipate every problem that might arise, especially in like Lyle's business, right? And if you're able to handle that well and put fires out well and move forward and learn from that and create a proactive approach next time, I think you can take that reaction problem, that fire that did happen, and still create trust and credibility with people around you.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Heidi, last one.
I'd say you can't really meet maximum business goals in a reactionary environment. So if you've got some really huge areas that you're trying to target in building your business, you're going to have to live in the proactive environment as much as possible. And I'm with Audra. I think a lot of that has to do with going over when you have to go through a reactionary situation, like what happened, what worked well, what didn't. Use that, put that in your back pocket for next time. But really use your goals as the motivation to figure out, how do I strategically stay in this proactive space?
That's fantastic. Here's, everybody kind of touched around different parts of it. Here's the official Webster's Dictionary answer. Proactive problem solving means anticipating challenges and taking action to prevent them before they occur, while reactive problem management involves addressing issues only after they have arisen. Proactive leaders build trust by demonstrating foresight and a capacity to avoid crises, whereas reactive leaders may come across as unprepared or inefficient in handling issues. Okay, we've got time for one more. If everybody will keep your answers to about 15 seconds, that would be amazing. What's the difference between exemplary follow-through and basic follow-up? Exemplary follow-through and basic follow-up. We'll go reverse order this time. I'll start with you, Heidi.
Well, the follow-up, unfortunately, I think is what takes the cake for most people most of the time. That is that reactionary space, right? I think it's having a plan ahead of time. It's being in that proactive zone where you know the plan of following up with people before things even happen.
Okay, I love that. I can't remember the order I went. Audra. It's like, wait, I panicked for a second. Go ahead.
To me, basic is just a quick text or email. Hey, let me know if you need anything. It's very surface level. It doesn't dig deep. It doesn't show that you anticipate what their needs are or even future partnership with them. It's just a, hey, let me know if you need anything. And exemplary is intentional, and it's really focused and targeted. Intentional.
That's a great word. Lyle.
Yeah, on we inspect a lot of clothes at these cleaners, and when we see a damaged garment, we'll definitely call the customer, and usually they don't know, and that we'll fix it for them just to let them know. So we're always trying to follow up with that customer if we see something odd. And then, on the other side of it, it was the exemplary. We just, gosh, I don't know on that one. I need to think a little bit more on that one, but
that's okay. Hey, well, a big part of this segment is, getting us to think about these different, kind of the standard surface level responses that we do and what a lot of business owners struggle with. And this is how we come up with these questions, is that we see what kind of the surface level is and what people are doing on average. And then, okay, well, what's going to take that to the next level, right? So no, that's totally fine to be in a posture of, hey, I want to learn this, which is great. Meg.
So like to kind of Audra's point, it's like a simple text as being like the minimal. The extra, like I have a process, and I send an email. I have everyone's birthdays on file, so sending them a birthday text. If they're a vet, happy veterans. Thanksgiving's coming up. You should be, sending your people a happy Thanksgiving. So it is going the extra, and a perfect example is getting to know the people that you work with. And my last client that I just signed on, I let her know of a coffee shop that's new in Frisco because we connected over coffee. So I think it's going a little extra than just the minimal, and having a process for that.
Awesome. And then like 15 seconds, Susanna, we're running a little short on time.
It's the difference between a transactional relationship and and growing a genuine relationship with somebody, really.
Yeah, I think that's actually really exemplary. Follow through is about consistently delivering on commitments without needing reminders and exceeding expectations. Basic follow-up might involve a standard email or check-in, while exemplary follow-through focuses on ensuring that every promise is fulfilled, leaving a lasting positive impression and building trust. Well, guys, thank you so much. That is the end of our What's the Difference segment. We've got a couple minutes here. If I can go, we're just going to have time for our guests. If you guys can give me 15 seconds each, I'll start with you, Susanna. What you learned today, what you love about your time here on the podcast with us?
I loved that I'm always so nervous beforehand, and then once we get on, it's like hanging out with friends. That's
how it's supposed to be.
Just met everybody here today over the screen. I've learned a lot from everybody, just everybody's different perspectives, and I've got some ideas in my back pocket about how to grow more partnerships, thanks to learning some of their with their insight.
Well, you might have got a new doggy client too. Who knows? Well, I know you and Lyndon are going to talk afterwards. Lyle, what about you, sir?
Yeah, this is great. I like the networking. I think learning everybody's different business and hopefully build some new relationships in the future. And hopefully you'll come try Tide Cleaners, hopefully get all that out there. So,
well, we definitely hope that you guys continue to expand, and I love a lot of the different offerings that you're doing. I think that's very, very good. Heidi, 15 seconds to you.
I really like the diversity of business ownership today. I think that's really fun. And then some validation that no matter what area you're in, business owners go through the same thing. They're going through the same challenges, and that's nice to be able to find that with others.
Not a lot of unique, everybody's journey is really unique. Well, it's unique, but the things you go through are pretty similar in one capacity or another. That is very encouraging. So, well, to Audra and Meg, our co-hosts, thank you guys so much, and our amazing guests, thank you to Dale and Audie, who were on our What's Up Plano segment. We will be in where will we be? We will be 11 War tomorrow. Went blank for a second. At 4:00 for Business Development Alliance. Again, we have a huge announcement coming in December with a great partnership, and we'll be launching or recording our Thanksgiving specials tomorrow that will air Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving. Make sure you do something fun. Write out a list of gratitudes, right? It's important to do that. Always be cognizant of the things that you have been blessed with in your life. So wonderful. Happy holidays. God bless. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Plano was made possible by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage, Megan Shaffer with the Hive of the Happily Insured, Jeannie Smith with Guardian Mortgage, a division of Sunflower Bank, N.A. And by Audra Hooper with Alloy Personal Training at the Glen Eagles Plano and Castle Hills locations. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference.